friends, welcome back to my channel. I am super pumped about today's video, and that is because I am an October baby. I am born in October. I was born in New England, which is like the land of October, and I just love everything fall. I love the cozy vibes. I love the crisp weather. I just love everything about it. I happen to live in northern Florida, so I don't get those cool 50s and 60s, but we do get a little bit of a break from the 179-degree weather we normally have here, so I'll still take it. But in today's video, I'm hitting you guys with a bunch of options for autumn cozy recipes. And as usual, you guys can trust and believe in me that I'm gonna deliver you easy recipes. All of these were very simple to throw together. 3 of them actually use the crock pot. The other one, I give you a hack on how to pull it off in the oven, super easy. And the other is an awesome side. So we have 5 delicious fall-based recipes for you to add into your menu rotation in these coming weeks as we enter the Burr months. First, we have a apple cider pork loin that's done in the crock pot. We have some turkey and cranberry meatballs with a sweet, spicy, and tangy cranberry glaze. We have some maple bacon, that's right, Brussels sprouts, and we also have a delicious coconut curry chicken, also done in the crock pot with some butternut squash. If you are new here, hi, welcome, how are you, how's the family? Thank you so much for clicking on that thumbnail and giving me a chance. On this channel, I do a lot of videos just like this one where I share what's for dinner recipe ideas to give you some inspiration when you're setting up your meal plan. I also share haul videos, so if you're ever interested to see what's new at Costco, Sam's Club, or Trader Joe's, I share those on this channel as well. If you end up enjoying the vibe while you're over here, I would love it if you'd consider subscribing, and feel free to check out the rest of the videos on my channel. Without further ado, let's dive into the first recipe. All right, my fellow fall foodies, I have some deliciously comforting autumn-inspired recipes to share today. We're kicking things off with Crockpot apple cider pork loin. This is a dump and go meal that could not be easier. All of the recipes will be included in the description box down below if you want to recreate any of them. We start with this one. The hardest part, honestly, is slicing the onions and apples. Once you've done that, you just pop those in the bottom of the crock pot, and in a mixing cup, combine together apple cider, red wine vinegar, Dijon mustard, honey, garlic, and your favorite seasonings. I placed the pork loin on top of the apples and onions in the crock pot and then poured that apple cider mixture over it. I personally cooked this on low and slow for somewhere between 6 and 7 hours, but you could cook it on high for 3 to 4. You just want that pork to reach an internal temperature of 145 degrees. We personally serve this as pulled pork on sweet Hawaiian buns with some barbecue sauce, and we share our honest thoughts in a taste test. Let's see what we had to say. Friends, we have some pork to report on.
Pork to report?
Apple cider pork. That just sounds like mine. I tried just the pork by itself and it was divine. You also tried it, right?
No, this is totally new.
He also tried it, but we did want to do it the way John would love it, which is on bread. We do, however, have 2, here, hold that please, good sir. We have 2 products to report on. I wish I was sponsored by them, but I'm not. This is not a sponsored moment. That felt like a sponsored moment, and that's not what this is. So I just want to be clear. They don't know who I am. Kinder's, come get your girl, okay? Come sponsor me. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so we got a hickory brown sugar to try, as well as a gold barbecue sauce to try.
When I went to the grocery store and seen these barbecue sauces.
The English.
When I went to the grocery store.
And saw these.
Okay. When I went to the grocery store and saw those barbecue sauces, they had like a whole bunch. And I was in such a conundrum. I'm like, I don't know where to go.
Yeah, he said that they have like Parmesan garlic and like buffalo. We don't ever like venture into grocery stores. And it was buy one, get one free. So he grabbed these for now. But if you've tried any of the other ones from Kinder's, can you let us know? We have had the Japanese cooking glaze or whatever it's called a million times and we love that. But what are the next 2 that we should try? Because I'm glad he didn't go buck wild, but I know for a fact I want that Parmesan garlic.
We do use...
Because Kinder's is like my favorite for seasoning, so for sauce, I feel like they're going to be great.
Well, we have the Kinder's
burger
sauce and fry sauce.
We like the fry sauce more than the burger sauce.
Yep, I like them all.
He likes them all. Okay, so I want to try the golds first because I know I'll love the hickory the most. Well, maybe not. but we'll see. So I tried the gold and John tried the hickory. Now we're gonna switch off. Oh, big enough bite you took there, John. Look, like a third of this thing's gone. Hot Mess Express. The gold one, I am shocked to say, is the superior.
Really?
To me, yes.
I feel like the gold is very like
vinegary,
but like not as much of a punch.
Yeah.
Whereas the hickory bourbon is like a punch.
Yeah.
But the pork is a punch.
It is a punch.
That pork is like a 9.
The pork is a 9.
The pork is a 9.
And with the barbecue sauce, it's a 10.
Yes, the hickory bourbon.
Like, this is so good. I'm gonna die.
The hickory... Don't die. The hickory bourbon...
I just never know... I'm sorry, but I just never know what to do when I like a pork dish this much.
I feel like we always are like, we don't like pork. But yet every pork meal we've made recently, we're like, oh my God.
Is it because we live in the South now? Is that why? Like when you cross over the Mason-Dixon line? Is that what people say? Or does it go the other way? Where is the Mason-Dixon line? Is it even Mason-Dixon or is it Mason-Dixie?
No, it's definitely not that.
It's definitely not that. Somebody help your Yankee out, okay? I know I've got Southerners that follow me right now. Anyways, I'm giving this meal as it is a 10 if you go with the gold barbecue sauce from Kinder's. If you go with the hickory, I'm giving it a 9.5. And if you go just plain, which nothing wrong with that, I'm giving it a 9.
So the gold is better than the hickory?
To me, the gold is better. And I would also like to say that if you do go with just the pulled pork, I think a great option if you want to like up the fall vibes on this one would be to serve it with some like butternut squash and or sweet potato. Maybe even make like a little bowl. You know what I mean? Put some corn in there.
Some corn?
Yeah, and just like vibe out. Autumn vibe out. But this is phenomenal.
This is ridiculous.
And it's inexpensive. This is a budget-friendly meal because pork is always on sale. I got a huge pork loin. It was almost 5 pounds, and I think it was $7.
And that barbecue sauce was buy one get one free, and I believe it was like $5.
And
so
then
I got $5 for 2.
Right, and then the hamburger buns were on sale for like $1.99. Winning all around. It was budget-friendly. This would easily serve a bunch at a party. This would be an excellent freezer meal.
Oh, yes.
If you got a pork loin, this is what I would do. If you don't have, like, so we only have a family of 5, but like our toddlers are probably not going to be consuming that much of this. What I would take, I would go get like a 5-pound pork loin. I would cut it in half, and then I would split the recipe. Do half prep for yourself for later in the freezer in a Ziploc bag, and then throw the other in the crock pot right then and there.
Smart. This is your tips and tricks with Kate.
Yeah, tips and tricks with Kate. Anyways, corporate, you have some great feedback headed your way, man. Yeah?
Send it.
Send it. Moving into the next recipe, let's go.
Next up, you guys are probably going to think I've lost my mind, and it's entirely possible that I have, but we have pumpkin spice chili. It's savory, smoky, and perfect for the chilly fall nights. It's a one-pot wonder, but we do start by cooking the ground turkey on its own. So for this, I just add the ground turkey to the crock pot, sprinkle it with seasonings, add onion, bell pepper, and garlic right on top, and then cook it on high for 1 to 2 hours until the turkey is cooked through. If you want to speed up that part of the process, you could just brown the turkey on the stove, but I just didn't have time to be babysitting it on the stove on this day, so that's just how I handled it. Once the ground turkey is fully cooked through, I add in the rest of the ingredients, which is pumpkin puree, not the pumpkin pie mix, don't confuse those two, fire roasted diced tomatoes, black beans, beef broth, brown sugar, chili powder, cumin, smoked paprika, allspice, that's right, make sure you add that allspice, and salt and pepper to taste. So I just stir that all together, cook it on low for anywhere from 3 to 4 hours. I just taste it and adjust the seasonings as needed. Chili is one of John's absolute favorites, so I'm excited to see what he thought of this pumpkin spice twist in our taste test.
We have one of John's favorite things in the entire world. Chili. But it's got a twist that is not one of John's favorite things in the world. Pumpkin. This is pumpkin spice chili. Have I gone too far? Or with the pumpkin spice?
Where did you come up with this?
I wanted to do fall vibe things. I Googled, and there was a result for pumpkin chili. Basically, all it is you add a can of pumpkin to chili. That's basically it. However, I wanted to be able to call it pumpkin spice chili because I feel like a pumpkin spice latte, that sounds wrong, you know?
So did you?
And I want to be wrong.
Spice?
So what I did was I added allspice.
Oh.
Plus, I mean, chili has a bunch of spices anyway.
True.
You got cumin, you got paprika, you got chili. You know what I mean? I also added some brown sugar.
I mean, that's
John's favorite. That's John's favorite about chili. It smells great. You know, I'm not the biggest chili fan. It's not one of my favorite things, but it is John's favorite. It's ground turkey also. I did ground turkey. Okay, so I got put on my poker face.
That thing is steaming.
He claims that I don't have one.
That now you're trying so hard.
Go ahead.
Your eyebrows raised, so you think it's good.
You don't know that.
I know you.
You don't know that.
Do you think I'll like it?
The silence and the going back for thirds. We know what this means, people. Okay, we can finish it off camera, bro. We gotta talk to the people. First of all, I'm gonna say this. I haven't made turkey chili in a minute.
Really?
Yes, and I think that I don't like regular chili because of the ground beef, but I like that. Like, I'm still not a huge chili person. Like, the flavor profile of chili is just not my, like, favorite, but that's a good chili. What are your thoughts?
I feel like this was for fall vibes.
Yes.
Chili in general is fall vibes.
Correct.
Chili
Perfect.
in general is just fall vibes.
Fall vibes all day.
You
every
added
day.
pumpkin to it? Me personally, couldn't taste it.
Couldn't tell the difference.
I couldn't tell the difference from your other chili to this chili.
But you know what's cool about that is that that ups the nutritional value.
I mean, hey, we're here for nutrition.
Overall, what would you score?
9.5.
9.5. He was ready.
9.5.
He was ready with his score, you guys.
Your chili is...
So is like my regular chili a 10, or this is just right there with the regular chili?
No, your regular chili.
Is a 10?
I like the regular.
Oh, because you like the beef part.
I like the beef.
Got it. Okay,
So
okay.
I would say regular chili with beef is a 10. This is right behind it.
Which is amazing because you don't like pumpkin. But I don't feel like you can taste the pumpkin. I think it just gave it a very cool consistency. Only by a little bit. It's a very like chunky chili, which is how we like it.
Right.
We don't like runny chili. So anytime I see a recipe where it's like put in a cup of water, I just skip right over that part. Nope, not doing it. Okay. I would give this an 8, like a solid 8. Solid 8. And regular chili, I would give a 7. My regular chili with the ground beef. I prefer this one. I like the consistency of the pumpkin in there. And I also like the ground turkey better. So I think this was a success. And this was a easy, everything in the crock pot meal. I cooked the ground turkey start to finish. The entire meal was done in one pot. Like I said, adding that can of pumpkin adds a lot of nutrition. So, and it adds substance to it. So if you're trying to stretch $1, that's a great
also true
budget hack. You know?
Like if you didn't tell me there was pumpkin in there, I would have known that.
You know, the other thing that I think I like better is it's black bean instead of kidney bean. But anyways, we're gonna send that feedback to corporate. Get ready for the next one.
Since we have officially entered the Burr months, you know we need to bring in some turkey and cranberry. These were so easy to prep and made so many. Don't forget, I always include the recipes in the description box if you want to copy it down for your meal plan. I preheated the oven to 375 degrees and then greased myself a mini muffin pan. That is my favorite way to cook meatballs with no fuss. While the oven was preheating, I mixed all the ingredients in a mixing bowl. It was ground turkey, jellied cranberry sauce. We use about half a cup, but don't worry, we'll use the rest of the jar after. Breadcrumbs, egg, diced onion, shredded carrots, garlic, all-purpose seasoning. I personally use Kinder's cowboy butter for it, and salt and pepper. For a shortcut, what I do is I actually use a cookie scoop to place the meatballs right in the mini muffin pan. A spoon or your hands would work just fine as well. These bake for about 18 to 20 minutes until they're golden brown and cooked all the way through. And while those were in the tanning bed, what I did was I made a sweet and spicy sauce to go with them using the rest of that jarred cranberry sauce. For this, in a small saucepan, I combined the jellied cranberry sauce and sweet chili sauce over medium heat and stirred that until the cranberry sauce had melted down a little bit and the mixture starts to get smooth. Then I added in shoyu and rice vinegar. I allowed that to simmer for a few minutes, I'd say anywhere from 5 to 6, stirring it occasionally until it starts to thicken up. I tasted it, seasoned it with salt and pepper, and then if you wanted to, you can add a little sprinkle of water if you want it to be a thinner consistency. Just a spoiler alert on the taste test, this sauce was so good. This is something that I will want to make to be able to just like dip chicken tenders in, just to let you guys know. For a side that would go perfect with any autumn cozy meal, I have a recipe for maple glazed Brussels sprouts with bacon to share with you. I grabbed thick cut maple bacon to use in this, and the smell in my kitchen was out of this world. The hardest part of this recipe is shaving the Brussels sprouts, which is honestly completely optional. I used a mandolin to shave them down, but you could just slice yours or even trim them and have them whole. I did the prep work for myself earlier on, shaving those down, and I stored them in the fridge for myself, so dinner would be a fast process. Once I was ready to make the actual side, in a large skillet, I cooked the chopped bacon over medium heat. I used kitchen shears to cut my bacon right into the skillet. Once the bacon was crispy, I added in the pecans and cooked that combo together for probably a minute or two. Then I removed the bacon and pecans and let them drain on paper towels, making sure to leave behind probably about 3 to 4 tablespoons of bacon fat in the skillet. Then I popped the minced garlic in, let that cook for a minute or two, and then dumped in those shaved Brussels sprouts. I seasoned them with salt and pepper and let it saute for 5 to 6 minutes just to let those Brussels sprouts get a little more tender. Next, I added back in the bacon and the pecans, and I also bring in some maple syrup and balsamic and toss to coat it evenly. We've got a taste test now to check out the meatballs, the sauce, and the Brussels sprouts. Let's see how we rated all 3 of them.
You guys, look at this plate. Is this not fall vibes right here? We have some turkey meatballs. What I did though is I want to try the turkey meatball by itself without the sauce. And then I want to try it with the sauce. And then we have mashed potatoes. That was just our leftovers for when we have the dinner. And then in the front, we have those maple balsamic glazed Brussels sprouts. Okay?
With bacon.
With bacon. That's what John's here for. He's
I'm here for the bacon.
I wish you guys could have been in our house earlier smelling that.
Oh my gosh. I was in the living room and was like, what is cooking
I
right
need to
now?
find a candle that's maple bacon because it's maple flavored bacon or maple something bacon. Something with maple and bacon.
I bet they have
And
oil.
I guarantee there's going to be an oil or a candle or something because that was a vibe. So anyways, we're going to dip in. I want to start with, I really want to try these Brussels sprouts because they have like pecans and stuff in there. I just feel like it's a vibe. I never thought that I would say that I'm obsessed with Brussels sprouts, but I'm obsessed with those Brussels sprouts.
You're obsessed.
Our dryer's
You're
done.
obsessed with those Brussels sprouts?
I am obsessed.
Obsessed.
I would eat that entire thing.
That's a bit dramatic.
Is it though? Those are my feelings.
Okay, you're entitled to your opinion.
What's your opinion?
I'm on the fence.
Well, try another bite.
I had a good bite.
I need to take you to the dark side or the light side because it's Brussels sprouts.
Didn't change my opinion.
So what's your score, would you say?
It's like a 6.
I mean, honestly, because it's Brussels sprouts and it's you, 6 is impressive. Don't you like that better than like whole Brussels? Have you ever had whole Brussels sprouts?
100% that is
Like shaved?
Yes, 100%.
Shaved is the way to go. If you guys have people that don't like Brussels sprouts, try shaving them. I didn't used to like Brussels sprouts, but shaving them is the way to go. This almost is more like a cabbage. If you like cabbage, you'd probably like this. I'm giving it a solid 8.5. I love the maple bacon and I love the pecan. And I feel like the 4 slices of thick cut bacon was the perfect amount for this. It doesn't like overpower everything, but it's definitely there.
I enjoyed the smell as it was entering.
More than the actual dish.
Yeah.
I mean, 6 though is solid for a man who would have never put Brussels sprouts anywhere in his zip code before.
Yep.
He would have been like, sorry, I gotta move. I can't have Brussels sprouts in my house, you know? Anyways, we're gonna move on to...
I don't know if I'd ever say I have to move because of Brussels sprouts, but let's just get that on the table.
I mean, you were pretty dramas. Okay, so next up... Yes, you. Next up, we're going with the turkey cranberry meatball without the sauce yet.
Turkey cranberry meatball.
Yep.
With turkey?
Yeah. It's not a turkey cranberry meatball with chicken, you know?
Why did I say that?
That meatball is like Thanksgiving. It's like a condensed version of Thanksgiving in a meatball. Did it not taste like turkey, cranberry sauce, and stuffing all rolled in one?
Yep.
That is delicious.
I need it with the sauce.
Yeah, we gotta try it with the sauce next. I wanna try.
Listen, I'm here to tell you. You need to make these meatballs.
I am floored right now because it's a very different, this was a risk.
Why was it a risk?
Because who would put cranberry sauce inside a meatball? Here's the thing. If you're like the type of person who, when you go to the grocery store for Thanksgiving, you buy like 3 or 4 cans of the jellied cranberry because you're scared you're gonna forget, this would be the perfect way after Thanksgiving to use that up. What I did was I took the 1 can and I used it for the meatballs and the sauce, so nothing was wasted. If you want a fast meal, you could take that jarred cranberry, some sweet chili sauce, the shoyu, the rice vinegar, stick it in a crock pot, and then just dump some frozen meatballs in there.
Ooh.
Slow cook it, because that sauce is fire.
That sauce is ridiculous.
That is amazing. So I'm giving the meatballs a 9, I'm giving the sauce a 9, and I'm giving the combination a 9.5.
Same.
Together, they're a power duo, okay?
It's a match made in heaven.
They're dynamic together. The next meal is gonna be, this is another risk, okay? So it's gonna be Crockpot, chicken, and butternut squash curry.
What?
Yep.
Man, you're just like pulling from like all
I just
over.
truly am. I just truly am.
But here's my thing. You pulled the first 2 meals?
Mm-hmm.
Wet.
That apple cider pork, like, I don't know that we even landed how good that was in the video because we were so focused on the barbecue sauce.
Oh, yes.
But the pork itself, you guys, so good.
Oh, that's right. There's 3 meals already.
Yeah, because we had the pork, we had the chili, and we had this one tonight. We're going to get this feedback over to corporate. You guys are going to dive into the next recipe. Let's go.
Now we're wrapping it up with our final recipe, a crockpot chicken and butternut squash curry. It's creamy, a little spicy, and packed with fall flavor. I got this started during nap time and had a delicious dinner ready for us in the crockpot later in the day. In a mixing cup, I combined red curry paste, toasted sesame oil, garlic, unsweetened coconut milk, shoyu, fish sauce. I used vegan chickenless salt from Trader Joe's, but you could use turmeric instead, ground ginger, ground cumin, and salt and pepper. Once I mixed that together, I set it to the side. Then in the crock pot, I laid down diced chicken breast, the drained garbanzo beans, onion, bell pepper, and butternut squash that I had diced up earlier. Then I poured the curry sauce over top of everything, covered that, and cooked it on low for 6 hours. But you could also cook this on high for 3 to 4. Our goal is just to make sure that that butternut squash is soft and the chicken is cooked through. We have a final taste test to check out on this one. Let's see if we had saved the best for last.
friends. This is the one that I am the most nervous about.
Really?
Yeah, because we don't eat a lot of curry. You like curry. I could take it or leave it. We just don't make it often. So, I don't know. It's the one that I'm just the most nervous about. I probably shouldn't have saved it to be the last. Because it's like I could be sending you guys off with trash. You know what I mean? A hot bowl of trash.
Doubtful.
It looks delicious. It truly does. I don't know. I'm just gonna go for it.
She's going in.
I'm gonna try and do my poker face, and then hand it off to John.
You got a little eyebrow raise. I like how you said you were nervous. I like how you said you were nervous.
That's really good. John's gonna disagree with me, but I think it's on the spicy side. It's got a little kick in there. You don't think there's any spice? None whatsoever?
No.
There's red curry paste in it, so I know I'm not crazy. Stop gaslighting me, John. You know what I love is like the butternut squash. I think because it soaked up the sauce, it's not super sweet. I was nervous about the butternut squash being in it because I thought it was gonna like make it too sweet. That is delicious.
I taste no heat. I taste a lot of flavor. This is like a flavor city.
It's packed. Like this is packed with flavor.
It's just funny because I'm used to like Japanese curry where it's
right.
like super like saucy.
I don't even know what to say, you guys. What I love about this meal is first of all, it's a very stretchable meal for budget wise because I only use 2 chicken breasts, but I used a can of garbanzo beans.
Oh yeah.
So it's like
That's
it stretches out the protein. Also another fast, easy crock pot meal. I'm going an 8.5 on that.
I can taste a
Oh,
little.
you got the
just
little,
a little like
tip of your tongue.
it's like on the roof of my mouth, just like a hair.
What do you think, John?
I'm gonna go solid 8. I think with the rice,
Yeah,
it's
and
like
you know what?
solid. Like I could just sit there and eat it like a big bowl of it.
And we'd use butternut squash in this, but you could use carrots even. Like you could use, yeah, carrots would be good.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, carrots would be good. You could even add carrots with the butternut
Right,
squash.
or broccoli. Like you could do a whole medley of vegetables if you wanted to. That is really, really good.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel heavy. Like when I think curry, I think of heaviness.
I think because we're thinking of like that thick curry.
Yeah, like the Japanese curry is a very like thick sauce. At least the ones that we've had. So I just kind of associate it with heavy, but I feel like this is giving the fall flavors with the lightness that you might need during the week. All right, so in terms of our options, in terms of ranking, so we have the apple cider pulled pork, we have the turkey and cranberry meatballs, we have, and that cranberry sauce all come together.
You mean Thanksgiving in a ball of
Thanksgiving in a ball of joy. We have the pumpkin chili, pumpkin spice chili, if you will. And then we have the coconut curry chicken butternut squash situation. And then of course we have the maple glazed bacon Brussels sprouts. But I feel like those are like a side. So I don't think it would make sense to rank those. So like let's just focus on the 4 meals. Okay, so do you want me to go first with my pick for number 1, or do you want to go with what's number 1 in your heart?
I don't know what's number 1.
I know, it's very hard.
This has got to be the hardest one.
You know what's ridiculous is I was literally like, oh, we might, because I seriously think that people are going to sit there and think that we're like overdoing it on how much we like a meal. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think they're going to think that we're fake, but we're authentic, you guys. Yes, we're dramatic, but authentically we like these meals. If we don't like a meal, we are honest and we will tell you.
Yep. Well, like,
but I
Brussels
seriously
sprouts.
was like, we're gonna have one in this lineup because I really went out on a limb on these ones. Put like pumpkin spice chili that had to go wrong. That's your number 1? It just
I had it for lunch today, and as I was eating it for lunch today, I was like, this is, and I had it with corn chips.
Oh.
And I was like, this is literally like that was tailor-made. Like I couldn't even taste the pumpkin. That was me.
Yeah.
That was
well, my thing too is like chili is that thing that if you leave it in the fridge overnight, it like just gets better and better. You know what I mean? Because it just marinates in its awesomeness. So that's your number 1. Yes. My number 1 is actually the turkey cranberry meatballs with that sauce, which I'm honestly shocked because I wouldn't have thought in the lineup that was going to be my number 1. But that is my number 1. Your number 2, good sir?
Pork.
The pork.
Specifically on the sliders.
With that barbecue sauce.
With the barbecue sauce.
I'm going to have to also go with the pork as number 2.
Yeah.
which again is kind of surprising because again, we don't usually like pork. I don't think we can say that anymore though, because
we can't say we don't like pork because
we're annoying.
How many meals have we made on this channel that we're like, we don't like pork, but we love this. We don't like
what I love about pork too is it's so budget friendly, so I'm glad we get along now. Oink oink. You know what I mean? My number 3 is actually going to be this chicken and butternut squash curry. That's going to be my number 3.
This is going to be my number 4.
What's your number 3 then?
Turkey meatballs.
Turkey meatballs. And then number 4 for me is the chili. But don't take that as a count against the chili. It's just, I'm not really that big of a chili person. I'm not that big of a soup person. Like in general, John and I were talking about that. We're not huge soup people. We like the idea of soup. I make soup because I feel like my ancestors are like whispering to me and they're like helping me cook and clean out my fridge. But then once we have this huge batch of soup, we're both just like, bleh. So we end up sharing it with people. But anyways, okay, so that's the rankings for that. And then the maple Brussels sprouts, I just think that's a phenomenal side option. I also think that John didn't love it.
It's not that I didn't love it. It's just, it wasn't for me.
John's not a Brussels sprout person. We both have never been Brussels sprout people, but
True.
I saw somebody say that if you shave the Brussels sprouts, it turns it into a completely different thing, and I 100% agree.
I do too.
Yeah.
I agree 100%.
If you're trying to make a side for people, like a fancy dinner or something, I feel like that is a elevated
True.
side. Like it's not just your steamed broccoli. You know what I mean? We're like bumping up the flavor profile. All right, so we're gonna send all of this feedback over to corporate. I know that they've been waiting for it. I hope that we delivered whatever you needed when you clicked on that thumbnail. I hope you're walking away with some great fall cozy type recipes that you can put on your meal plan. John votes for the chili. I vote for any of them. Just put any of them on the meal plan. Please come back and let me know when you agree with us that they're awesome so people can see that we're not liars, okay? We appreciate you so much and hope you have a magical day. Bye.